Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you're tuning in from. My name is Priscilla Heredia. I am 50 years old and I am a mom. I'm a single mom of three, two girls, one boy, and I'm also a grandma of a 2 year old. I want to talk about a very delicate situation that I went through as a child. And it has been one of the most difficult traumas for me to heal from. I am a survivor of child molestation and abuse. I was molested by my mother's husband at the age of 9 for almost a good year. Um, this all happened, right? My story begins when my parents got separated when I was 8 years old. Um, I remember them sitting me down, and I was asked by my mother at the time with who did I want to stay, right? And at that moment, obviously, I'm a child, I'm a baby. At that age, you are a child. You don't have the capacity of such uh, taking that time to think about which parent do you want to stay, right? And unfortunately for me, I guess God gave me that strength, right? At that age to pick to be with my dad. I chose to be with my dad because he was the only one who was caring for me, who was loving me more, who was paying attention to me, well, a little bit more attention than my mother, because my mother, she did, bathe me and put my clothes on and gave me food, but she wasn't a loving mom. She really never said, I love you, any hugs. She never was the type of mom that I will like play with me. None of that. She didn't do none of that with me. So my mother basically was, most of the time I saw her looking out the window most of the time and doing her chores, and always like behind my dad, trying to see with which women he was, or because that was one of the major reasons why there was so many fights and so many arguments, which I actually also endured during that time. And it's because my father had women everywhere, right? So in the moment that they sat me down and asked me with who did I wanted to stay when they were going to separate, I chose to be with my dad because he was so loving and care at the moment, for what I can comprehend. Correct. So whatever time transpire, you know on that moment, right? Unfortunately, I don't know in which moment does my mother get to meet her next mate, her next man. And uh when they separated, I chose to be with my dad. We stayed in my childhood apartment, right? I am from New York City, right? And at the time, my dad was taxi driving. He has taxi drive for a long time. So that's how he was getting, that's how he was supporting me and ourselves, to my knowledge, right? And of course, he couldn't take me with him to taxi drive. So on the weekends and on days that he chose to go taxi driving, he dropped me off at my mother's house. They moved out, right? My mother and her husband, they moved out. He was the superintendent of a building about 2 or 3 blocks away from me. And they moved over there because I remember my father taking me to that basement, right? The supers, they get an apartment within the basement. And I remember my dad taking me over there for the weekends and on the days that he chose to go and taxi drive, right? Um, at the moment that this happens, I don't like this individual. I don't like how he's looking at me. I don't like the feeling that I'm getting, rejection by my mother, her whatever she was going through with my dad, all of that. I basically paid consequences for that too, because I was feeling her pain by her rejecting me, right? Most of the time. And here I am in the middle of this couple, my mother and her new man. She is all in her world. He not the type of person that I want to be next to. I was always terrified to stay in this place. I never wanted to stay. I wish my dad would read my mind, and take me somewhere else, find another babysitter, because I don't want to be with my mother and her husband, right? Because I feel so uncomfortable. Um this individual started by showing his private parts to me. At the moment, I'm 8.5, 9 years old, and this happened all the time, every time that I went to this place. But unfortunately, I couldn't say anything because these were my parents. And at the moment, I didn't have no say so, right? As a child, you don't have no say so, especially at that age, whether your parents should take you or what they do with you, right? He started to show his private parts every time that my mother wasn't looking, right? And obviously she's in her own world. She has no clue what's going on in her house and what is this man doing to her daughter, her child, which is me. And it's horrible. It's a horrible feeling, right? When you are in the midst of this situation, your parents separated, your mother goes to another man, this man, you feel uncomfortable, you don't know how to say it because you are scared of your mother's reaction, and your father's too busy trying to make money and with his women and with his life. So I'm just like, what do I do? Who do I say? Because I'm nobody's going to believe me. Probably she's not going to believe me. And then the horrible thing more happened at night when this man came to my bed multiple times, and he did his disgusting stuff on me, right? It's disgusting. It's deplorable. This has been the worst nightmare of my entire life. I was shut down 40 plus years with all these pains and all these traumas that now I am trying my best to heal. And it's so difficult because I still feel that nasty man on me. I haven't been happy in my entire life. I haven't been happy with myself. I still feel disgusting. Yes, I had 3 children, but none of those relationships I was happy, because those memories from that nasty man at that age 9 still haunts me up to this date. Prayers, meditation, self-care, self-love. I've been doing that for like about 2 years now. And I'm still getting those memories. I'm still feeling that nasty man on me. This is horrific. This happens to many children from my ancestors still up to this date. Watch that movie Sound of Freedom. I went to watch it, and it broke my heart. How children are being sold to the max in this world. Not only here in the United States, in the world. Watch your children, take care of your children, protect your children, because the majority of the molesters, the majority of the perpetrators, the majority of the pedophiles are family members or close friends to your children. And this needs to stop. I am a survivor. Many don't survive. Many kill themselves. Many go on drugs, go sell themselves, go into the streets, go into alcohol. I could have been one of those. And thank you, Jesus, I didn't go through that. I had my children, okay? My first daughter, my children saved me from all of that. But still, I have a lot of trauma. I still have a lot of pain. I still have a lot to struggle with every single day. Therapy, prayers, meditation. Yes, that's how I'm getting through this. And my children, and now my grandbaby. Precious babies that unfortunately, with all of my traumas and pains, I did pass a lot of pains to them, which this is not their fault. It's not their fault. I want to save my babies. I want to save your babies. I want to help families that went through this horrible crime years ago and they feel ashamed, scared, useless, because that's exactly the way I've been feeling my entire life. I've been feeling like every single man is looking at me like a sex toy. It's horrible. Super horrible. Because peace, I'm still trying to find my peace. I'm still trying to find myself. I'm still trying to find my happiness, right? And now I got to get myself out of this because of that nasty man. That nasty man that violated me. It's a crime. Child molestation is a crime. Even though there was not no penetration, it's still a crime. Children are not supposed to be touched. Children are not supposed to be touched in an appropriate way. It's a crime. It's a crime. It's a crime. And the damage is huge. And for life. And for life. My father decided to send me to Dominican Republic once he got to know by I don't know who, because I got to know that he knows about this. My youngest aunt told me this. Okay? That he knows about it. That's the reason why I was sent to Dominican Republic for 5 years. That was not my country. I was born in Puerto Rico and raised up here. I don't belong in Dominican Republic. But because I didn't have no say so, and they brush it under the rug. No doctors, no therapists, nothing. I almost got raped in that country, okay, by a neighbor's son, and it's been a painful, lonely, scary life. I'm telling ya, please protect your children, save your children, watch your children, because these pedophiles are right next to your children and you don't even know it. Many parents ignore the signs. There are signs. We get depressed. We get sad. We isolate ourselves. We don't want to know about nobody. We don't trust nobody. Okay? We are scared. We are traumatized. Okay? I've been manipulated. I've been used. I've been molested by my mother's husband. My father even married me with a guy in Dominican Republic at the age of 20. Okay? For money. This was for money. Because he was so much in debt, and to avoid us, to evict us from my apartment, he used me for money. At the time, yes, I had my daughter and was pregnant of my son. And because I was under his will, and because I couldn't say no to my dad, I didn't have no say so. Child molestation is a crime, and it's something that is still going on still today. Children are precious. Children are a blessing from God. Children should not be touched in any inappropriate way whatsoever. Watch your children. Protect your children. Don't allow them to go to nobody's house, especially today. Especially nowadays. It's too many pedophiles out there. Sound of Freedom is the perfect example. Watch that movie. I went to watch that movie and it broke my heart. I came out of there in tears. This is real. This is real. So many children, so many parents nowadays I see with the children over there in the park and them in the phone, not paying attention to where the children go. Children go to another adult. No, 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 no. We should not. We bring children to this world. We are responsible for them. Okay? Watch your children. Protect your children. Don't let nobody touch your children. Pay attention to your children. It happens in many, many, many homes. Stop sending your children to family members' house, right? Especially when they're always drinking, smoking, and doing parties all the time. Or you don't really know their background. You don't really know their past. Okay? That monster that molested me, I don't know his past either. Okay? And I'm pretty sure I don't even know. I don't even know. Okay? How in the world he has silenced this throughout this whole time. Okay? Yes, because they hide behind a good father figure and they go on with their life and make a life and do another family, right? But they forgot what they did. I didn't forget. We do not forget. We do not forget how they destroy our lives. So I am asking you from the bottom of my heart, please protect your children. Please, please love, protect your children always. Please. I'm a survivor. I'm still alive today. I don't know what comes tomorrow. We don't have that promise. Only God knows. Okay? Please, please, please. Watch your children. Protect your children. I'm still trying to heal. I'm still trying to move on with my life. I'll be 51 in October. And I'm still trying to be happy and heal. 3 relationships, 4 relationships. I never have been happy. I just went through them. I just had my children. And they're so precious. They are so precious. They saved my life. Because I could have been out there in the streets. I could have been smoking. I could have been in drugs. I could have been who knows where. Okay? Many children do not survive. Many children are scared to tell their parents. So please, teach your children how to speak to you. Teach your children that they can come to you when somebody is really bothering them, and for anything. And for anything. With rules, right? Because obviously we have to raise our children with rules. But please, 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 please sit them down. Talk to your children. Get to know your children. Watch your children. Family, friends, everywhere. Do not let your children go to the bathroom by themselves. Go with them. You don't know who's hiding behind that door, behind that wall. Okay? It's a horrible world out there today. Years ago, everything was hush hush. My family is like that. Or you don't say that this person molested you, or you don't say that we have no gays in the family, because I had a gay uncle and they deny that. They didn't want to realize that. Okay, we're human beings, right? I mean, we can, after we are grown, we can select what we want to be. But because they have this thing from generational curse that, oh no, in my family there is no pedophiles, in my family there is no gay, in my family there is no person that drinks, in my family there's no person that smokes. Oh yes they are. Oh yes they are. Yes they are. It's just that they don't want to admit it. It's just that they don't want to realize the damage. Okay? And then they'll say, "Oh, you're crazy, or you don't appreciate what your father did to you." Yeah, I do appreciate, at least I was with the less traumatized parent, but he had a whole bunch of women. I had a whole bunch of stepmoms all over the place. Every single day I had a different stepmom. I was brushed under the rug. I was sent to Dominican Republic. I was sent to another person's house. Nobody wanted to know what was going on with me. Nobody wanted to admit that my mother's husband molested me. That is horrible. That is horrible. So on this day, my name is Priscilla Heredia. I'm a mom of 3, grandma of 1, and I'm a survivor of child molestation and abuse. And my purpose is to spread awareness to this horrible crime that was done to me, to save my babies, save your babies, and help other families with my story, my testimony. And I'm going to be coming more in here to tell you more, because there is still more. But at the moment, I'm going to leave it as that. Share this message. Don't be afraid. It's your life. God loves you. God is protecting you. It was not your fault. Okay? You can live a better life. We are survivors. We can make a better life, easier, more peaceful, more happier. We can heal with God's will. Everything, my entire life, I gave it to God. Every single day. Every single day that he wakes me up, I give it to him. My struggles are still there. That I make mistakes? Yes, of course, every single day. But I ask God to help me correct those mistakes every single day. Okay? Please share this message. Please love your children. Please protect your children. Please watch your children. Bye-bye.